Suspicious fires in Laurinburg take place in the span of a week.
And a historic change is coming to the North Carolina Supreme Court. I'm Emmy Shalua.
And I'm Abigail Brown. You're watching Carolina News Today. Three fires in 1 week have kept Laurinburg firefighters busy. In one instance, a man faces charges for allegedly setting the fire at his own house on X-Way Road. He is charged with second-degree arson and burning personal property. In the wee hours of Thursday morning, this home on Blues Farm Road caught fire, and it's being investigated as suspicious, possibly arson. The house was vacant and was most recently used as a rental property. 4 trucks took 3 hours to put out the blaze, which investigators say was intentionally set in several locations around the structure.
Last Sunday night, a third structure fire was fought, this time at a downtown business. The embroidery and printing shop known as Shirt Tails was consumed by smoke from a fire that started in the back. Adjacent businesses also suffered smoke damage. It started shortly after 9 p.m., so nobody was inside the business, and there were no injuries. Laurinburg Mayor Matthew Block posted this footage of first responders on his Facebook page and said that he got into a fist fight with Shirt Tails owner Jim Willis. The assault allegedly happened when Block went to the back alley to film the rear of the building. He has filed assault charges. No word yet on the cause of the fire.
West 3rd Street in Pembroke, lining the south end of campus and running out past Food Lion, has long been the site of fender benders and congestion. Students have complained about the lack of sidewalks as well. This week, the Department of Transportation unveiled a road widening proposal to address those kinds of concerns. Affected business owners, residents, and local officials came out to Pembroke Town Hall to see plans that indicate 2 lanes in both directions and a median. The DOT says the project was requested by the Transportation Planning Organization of the Lumber River Council of Governments. So the DOT engineers got to work.
We have a proposal on what we think would work for this community and meet their needs, but we want people to give us comments, to study the maps, and bring up issues that we may not be aware of. There may be something about the proposed right-of-way that we need to reconsider or shift something around. So public comment is vital. That's why we have an open house. People can still send in their comments for about 2 or 3 more weeks, and we will study all those comments. We actually always do a report, and anytime people have comments or questions, we'll have a response like, this is what we're going to do, or why it wouldn't work, or why it will work. And we have to compensate. We'll compensate for any land that we take.
Construction would not actually start until January of 2020. Pembroke Mayor Cummings says one of his main concerns is commercial growth in that area in general, and there are pros and cons to the design.
It's going to be beautiful once they get it completed. I think it'll be with the design and all, that'll be a very beautiful boulevard down through there. I would call it something of that nature. But the concern is with the neighbors that are in that the residential area and the commercial area, because of the amount of property that's going to be taken from those homes and from some of the commercial businesses that are down there already.
Next week, we'll give you a look at the proposal and its impact in more detail.
This week, the family of North Carolina Congressman Walter Jones will lay him to rest in Greenville. He died Sunday on his birthday at the age of 76. His office said he entered hospice care after his health declined following a hip break in mid-January. He was in the middle of his most recent term and served Eastern North Carolina for more than 34 years. Governor Cooper ordered flags at half-staff on government buildings.
The governor has announced that Associate Justice Sheree Beasley will become the next Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court. Chief Justice Mark Martin announced his retirement last month. Beasley was first named to the Supreme Court back in 2012. She will be the first African-American woman to serve as the state's Chief Justice. Beasley's appointment will continue until the end of 2020.
With Valentine's Day this week, we asked folks on campus what they had planned for the occasion. We found students who weren't too hype about it. Not all, but a lot.
My plans for Valentine's this year is to save a little money and cook a nice steak at home with my boyfriend.
Watch Netflix, probably. I'm single right now, so I'll probably just be chilling, by myself.
My plans for this Valentine's Day is to go to class and to work.
I think it's a useless holiday made by Hallmark. And so it just celebrates something that we don't need to celebrate, because like really, you should celebrate love every day, love, equality, and all that kind of thing. So if you have to put a date to that, maybe you shouldn't celebrate at all. It's kind of like Black History Month. It's not just a month, it's a year-long event.
Whether it's candy hearts or a 3-course meal, spending Valentine's Day with your sweetheart might not be the best thing for your heart. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death for men and women in the United States. CNN's Meredith Wood explains how to celebrate a heart-healthy holiday.
This Valentine's Day, think outside the box of chocolates.
There are lots of ways to show your love on Valentine's Day that include some heart-healthy options.
Instead of sweets, give the gift of time.
For example, going for a walk together or maybe participating in another activity that the two of you really enjoy.
The same goes for your kids.
Things like stickers or fun Valentine's Day cards, or let them make friendship bracelets as a way for them to show how much they appreciate their friends instead of sending them to school with candy.
Instead of going to a fancy restaurant, cook a candlelit dinner at home.
When we cook our own meals, we are in control of what goes into our mouths, and we can really ensure that what we're eating is a healthy option.
And while it might not make for the most romantic date, the American Heart Association has set up free heart screenings at CVS Minute Clinics across the country this Valentine's Day and every Thursday in February.
You have no idea how to prevent cardiovascular disease unless you know where you're starting from.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Your heart's gonna burst when you see this pooch who's waiting for his forever home. We visited the Robinson County Humane Society and found this little bug.
I'm Korea Pinckney, and this is Pet of the Week. I'm here at Robinson County Humane Society, and we're with Mindy Morris, the Associate Director.
Hi, my name is Mindy. I've been here for about 4.5 years. This is Baxter. We're estimating Baxter's between 3 and 5 years old. He's a Jack Russell mix. He's already been neutered, up to date on all his vaccines. I know, Sweet Pea. And he is heartworm positive. That's the only downfall. Unfortunately, here in Robinson County, as most places in the South, heartworms are a big issue, not only with the dogs, but also with the cats. He is currently on heartworm prevention to keep him from acquiring more heartworms. They are passed by mosquitoes. So he will stay on that for the rest of his life, and slowly over time the adult heartworms in his heart will die off, and that's what we're waiting for, a slow kill as opposed to the treatment. But he seems to be a little bit more mellow, not quite as high strung as like a 2-year-old would be, but he's a really sweet dog, will make a wonderful addition to any family.
How can someone apply to take Baxter and his friends home?
We have an application process. You can access our application online. Just go to our website, Robinson County Humane Society, and click on the icon for forms. You'll be able to download the application and email it or fax it to us. Or if you're here locally, just swing by the shelter. You'll be able to pick up an application and actually visit with everyone we have available.
Thanks, and I'm Korea Pinckney, and we'll see you next week.
The new Red Panda exhibit at the Western North Carolina Nature Center opens on Valentine's Day. But the red pandas are already there. The workers have been allowing them to explore their habitat for the last couple of months. The two pandas are named Phoenix and Lefa. They're at the prehistoric Appalachia exhibit because they are related to a species that lived in the mountains millions of years ago. Handlers say about 90% of their diet is bamboo, but they also eat fruit. Naturalist Chelsea Hollander says they've been working to get the little creatures ready for visitors.
It's a learning curve for sure, just because we haven't had this kind of species here before at the Nature Center. So it's been a blast to learn from them as much as they're learning from us.
Eastern Michigan University is investigating after a black doll hanging by a noose was found inside a campus dorm shower. Charges of ethnic intimidation are possible.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I can't believe that happened here.
Word of what happened inside Best Hall on Eastern's campus yesterday is just now spreading to the rest of students and staff.
It's a little surprising because usually we're about family here.
A resident advisor in Best Hall found a black doll hanging by a noose from the shower rod in a bathroom shared with roommates.
You know, hanging a noose bad enough, and then you have a doll, a black doll in itself. You're literally just symbolizing the exact same thing that we've been trying for years to avoid.
The person who put it up is an Eastern student, but was visiting and does not live in the suite with the other students. That student also told administrators it was a prank with no malicious or racist intentions.
I feel like it's just, as they said, it was probably just a prank, although I feel like it was a prank in bad taste.
Just one person being a dummy, to be honest. It's like, just, because like there's a lot of good kids here, but they just have those select few who just don't know what they're doing.
When it was found, EMU police and campus leaders got involved. In a statement, the university says Eastern Michigan takes this matter very seriously. There is absolutely no place at Eastern for hateful and racist actions, regardless of their intent. At this time, the university continues to investigate the incident and will take appropriate steps upon completion of this investigation.
Oh, there's probably something malicious behind it for sure. Yeah, that's awful. I can't believe people are like this.
The NBA All-Star Game is this weekend in Charlotte, but preparations for the security and crowd safety are causing something of a stir. Apparently, modifications are not handicap friendly. Here's a story from CNN News Source.
In just days, NBA All-Star crowds will flood the epicenter, and tenants say they're in for some major safety changes. They sent us these pictures that show entrances blocked, escalators barricaded, and video of elevators they say don't work at nighttime.
It's been continuous for the past couple of weeks. The elevator's not functioning, doesn't allow handicap access, which I think is a violation. So bar patrons, movie patrons, restaurant patrons, any of those people can't use the elevators to access where they're going.
That employee talked to me on the phone but didn't want to show her face. She says other changes include funneling patrons into one main entrance. Signs recently posted say people under 21 are not allowed after 9 p.m. unless they're with a parent. Tenants believe the changes are for security reasons. Some say they unfairly impact people with disabilities.
I use the elevator quite frequently. The Disability Act states you're supposed to provide elevators for people.
Today I reached out to the State Department of Insurance Accessibility Office. It hadn't received any Disability Act complaints about this, but it said complaints may have been made to the U.S. Department of Justice. I also called the fire marshal. That office was aware of recent security changes here, but said they don't violate any safety policies.
A buzzer beater shot for the record books.
And a sophomore freshman is honored by Peachville Conference.
Ty, the sports guy, is up next with all the details. But first, here's NCDOT Now.
Welcome to this week's edition of NCDOT Now. I'm your host, Miracle King. DriveNC.gov, the state's interactive website that helps users view current traffic and road conditions along their route, is now more user-friendly with improved search options thanks to a recent update.
The site, previously called TIMS or the Traffic Information Management System, has a new, modern look and feel. In addition to being mobile-friendly, DriveNC defaults to the user's location, ensuring they receive information most applicable where they are. A toggle display on the home page lets users choose the types of information they're looking for, such as crashes, construction or congestion, adverse weather impacts, traffic cameras on major roads and interstates, and the ability to search by street address.
People from all across the state, construction engineers, maintenance engineers, folks from our traffic operations centers, those folks are all entering information about things that might disrupt your trip. We put all those things together and we've unveiled them in a new and beautiful website called drivenc.gov.
Other helpful information includes rest area and shelter locations when shelters are open during severe weather. Be sure to visit drivenc.gov before heading out on your next trip. With spring on the way, now is the time for students to begin planning their summer internships. The Summer Engineering Assistance Program helps students gain hands-on experience in areas like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, plus other fields in the transportation industry, which is rapidly developing as new technologies emerge. Internship applications will be accepted starting March 1st. For upcoming college graduates, join NCDOT and help shape the future of transportation while better connecting people. NCDOT is especially looking for applicants in fields such as geology, information technology, planning, engineering, and finance, but we have many needs. For those wanting to work on the coast, the Ferry Division is looking for talented employees in all positions. a career fair will take place on March 1st at the Hatteras Civic Center.
To search for internships and current job openings, visit NCDOT's career page today. That's all for this week's edition of NCDOT Now. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook and Twitter at NCDOT. You can also follow us on Snapchat and Instagram at NCDOT.com. From all of us here at the North Carolina Department of Transportation, safe travels.
What's going on, Brave Nation? Welcome back to another exciting week of sports. I'm Ty, the sports guy. Let's start the action with women's basketball going up against Georgia College in a close nail-biter all the way to the end of regulation. Danielle Heath starts off with a post hook shot for 2. Then a quick in and out from T. Graham, leaving the defender in the dust for the layup. Georgia's Jasmine McSwain drills a three-pointer on the other end of the court. Braves huddle up to go over the gameplay for the second half. Danielle Heath takes charge again in the paint with this tough shot. Then Alicia Hardy comes around the pick and nails the elbow jumper. Braves try to come back, but with a hard foul from Avery Locklear giving Sydney Cleveland a chance at free throws, Georgia College comes out with the 1-point victory over the Braves, 59-58. This year's men's basketball team is giving the fans what they want. High levels of energy, monstrous slams, and most importantly, the dubs. The team also went up against Georgia College and put on a show. Tip-off goes to the Bobcats, and Cole Roberts backs down and somehow gets the tough layup to fall. For the Braves, James Murray Boyles gets the free throw jumper off. It hits the front rim and banks it in. Then David Strother drives the lane and goes up against the big man and sinks the layup. Coach Miller loves what he's seeing, but not as much as this. Boom! Akia Pruitt lays down the thunder. The crowd goes crazy, but that's not it. Spencer Levi also gets the alley-oop slam. The Braves take the dub with a commanding lead, 82-63. Now, what's better than monstrous dunks and alley-oops? Try adding a 55-foot buzzer beater shot. Georgia had a chance to increase their lead, but missed the free throw. James Murray Boyle secures the rebound, shakes the defender, throws up the 55-foot shot, and sinks it. This closed out the first half to keep the Braves in the game, only down 1 point. James Murray Boyles finished with a game-high 18 points and also secured 8 rebounds. Combine the dunks, the win, and this insane buzzer beater, and you have the elements of a perfect night of basketball. Women's basketball went up against Augusta University this week, and you could get the feeling that they weren't happy about the 1-point loss from Georgia College on Saturday. 4 Braves scored in double digits, led by Melanie Horn with 19 points. The Braves shot 43% from the field with 32 points in the paint and 11 second-chance points. The team also managed to collect 52 total rebounds to lead them to the 20-point victory, 68-48. Men's basketball also competed against Augusta, but unfortunately couldn't come away with the win. With 3 Braves scoring double digits and another monstrous dunk from Akia Pruitt, the Braves only shot a low 38% from inside the arc and 29% from behind it. Augusta's star senior forward, Dean Williams, scored a game-high 24 points and a high game of rebounds with 10. With 30 seconds left in the game, the Braves trailed by 3 but couldn't come back to tie it up, with the final score of the game going to Augusta 72-69. Freshman softball player Cameron Davis earned 2 awards this week, PBC Player of the Week and PBC Freshman of the Week. Davis registered a team-best .643 batting average in 6 games last week, along with 4 extra base hits, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 7 runs scored. Cameron told us how it felt to earn these honors early on in her college career.
It definitely reassured me that what we were doing at practice was definitely helping and making me better. So I was trusting the process a little bit more, but it also gave me a lot more confidence.
Davis also said that the coaches here are amazing, the teammates are super supportive, and that the team is like a second family to her. What more could you ask here at UNCP? That's it for me. Join me next week for more Brave Sports. I'm Ty the Sports Guy. Emmy, Abigail, back to you.
Thanks, Ty, and that's it for us. I'm Abigail Brown.
And I'm Emmy Shalua, and we'll see you next week. Call the dog a bug?